You can see him pointing a weapon towards another officer sitting inside of a patrol vehicle. A few moments later, a shot's fired. The bullet travels through the windshield of the patrol vehicle into the shoulder of another officer standing outside who was pointing the gun initially. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Imagine showing up to work, putting on your uniform, getting ready to start your shift, and you get shot by a coworker. Not during a standoff, not while chasing a suspect, but what police themselves describe as horseplay involving loaded firearms. And before you think this is some internet rumor, those were the actual words of Pasadena Police Chief himself. According to Pasadena Police Chief Gene Harris, the incident happened while officers were preparing for their shift. The chief described what happened as an unsafe and out-of-policy horseplay involving loaded firearms. Now, I want to be clear. This wasn't a suspect encounter. This wasn't an officer making a split-second decision during a dangerous call. According to the department's own investigation, this happened inside the parking garage before the shift even started.
Hello, I am Pasadena Police Chief Gene Harris. Today we are releasing this critical incident video to provide our community with a greater understanding of the circumstances surrounding an officer-involved shooting that occurred on September 7th, 2025. Under California law enforcement agencies are required to publicly release audio and video recordings of critical incidents, including officer-involved shootings and incidents resulting in great bodily injury, generally within 45 days. At the time of this incident, one of our involved officers sustained serious injuries and required medical treatment. Pursuant to applicable law, I exercised my statutory authority to delay the public release of the critical incident video. This delay was necessary to protect the integrity of the investigation and allow investigators to complete essential investigative steps. The incident remains under review by the appropriate investigative authorities. Investigators continue to evaluate all available evidence, including camera footage, witness statements, forensic evidence, and other relevant investigative leads. We recognize that incidents of this nature can be difficult for our community to process. Transparency, therefore, is an important part of maintaining public trust, and we are committed to sharing information as responsibly, accurately, and timely as possible. This critical incident video contains relevant mobile video camera footage and other materials intended to provide context and help the public better understand the circumstances surrounding this incident. On September 7th, 2025, a suspected accidental officer-involved shooting occurred involving members of the Pasadena Police Department, resulting in the injury to one of our officers. The shooting resulted from officers engaged in unsafe and out-of-policy horseplay involving loaded firearms. Fortunately, the wounded officer has recovered from his injuries. At approximately 6:18 p.m., as Pasadena Police Patrol officers were loading their vehicles and preparing to go into service prior to their shift, the horseplay incident and shooting occurred in the police department's parking structure located at 240 Ramona Street in the city of Pasadena. The following is a mobile video capturing the shooting and the moments immediately preceding and following the firearm discharge.
Now, the actual footage you're about to see doesn't have any audio, so let me walk you through it. Now, the officer outside the vehicle draws his gun as some type of, like a quick draw, as if he was a cowboy and this was a Western movie. But then he puts his gun down and the cop inside the car also draws his gun, which he accidentally fires it. And that's what you'll see here. Now, I slowed it down so you guys can get the full picture of it. I'm going to go ahead and play it again in just a regular mode so you guys can see how it actually took place without it being slowed down.
Additionally, an investigation into this incident remains active and ongoing. Detectives from the Pasadena Police Department's Robbery Homicide Unit, Critical Performance Unit, along with investigators from the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, are conducting thorough and independent reviews of the incident. As is common in these cases, additional facts and details may emerge as investigators continue their review.
I think this raises an important question. What would happen if an ordinary citizen was handling a loaded firearm this way and someone got shot? Would it simply be called horseplay? Would there be criminal charges? Would people argue it was just an accident? Now, I'm not saying what should or shouldn't happen in this specific case. That's up to investigators and the legal system. But accountability matters because public trust matters. And situations like this naturally lead people to ask whether everyone is being held to the same standard. According to Pasadena Police Department, disciplinary actions were taken. The officer who shot recovered from his injuries, and the officer who fired the weapon is no longer with the department. But many people still feel like there's so many unanswered questions. Was this truly just horseplay? Was it reckless behavior? Should criminal charges have been considered? Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Based on what I've seen, I believe criminal charges have at least been considered in this case. We're talking about a loaded firearm. We're talking about trained professionals who know better than anyone that consequences of mishandling weapons are serious. If any average person pointed a loaded firearm at somebody as part of a joke and that person got shot, I think most people would expect more than an internal investigation. Now, I'm not saying I know exactly what charges would apply under California law. That's for prosecutions to decide. But I do believe the public has the right to ask why there are no criminal charges, especially under these circumstances. With great authority comes great responsibility. And if law enforcement expects the public to handle firearms safely, officers be held to at least the same standard. Actually, I take that back. I will argue they should be held to a higher standard because the badge shouldn't lower the standard. It should raise it. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Should this incident have been treated differently? Was the department's response appropriate? And if this had happened outside of law enforcement, do you think the outcome would have been the same? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And as always, stay aware, stay recording, stay watching. I love you guys. God bless.